Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most powerful ways to actually master physics with less effort, which is visualization. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Physics? Less effort? But trust me, I'll share a few key techniques that not only make physics easier to grasp, but also way more enjoyable to learn. Now, let's be real. Physics is often seen as this huge mountain of concepts, equations, and theories. But what if I told you there's a way to climb that mountain without all the heavy lifting? By visualizing concepts and focusing on understanding the principles, we can simplify complex ideas and retain information way better. And that's the secret that so many students overlook. So let's start with the basics. When I was teaching myself physics, one of the biggest challenges was trying to memorize every formula and law. It was exhausting. But then I realized it's not about memorizing, it's about connecting with the concepts visually. Just think of gravity, for example. Don't picture it as 9.8 meters per second squared in your head. Instead, visualize a rock falling from the top of a tower or a spacecraft orbiting Earth. That's the magic of visualization. It transforms abstract ideas into something we can all relate to. This brings me to tip number one: find everyday examples. Physics surrounds us. The more you see real life applications of the concepts, the easier it becomes to understand them deeply. When I was working as a shoeshine boy, I'd watch people walking, running, pushing carts, each motion representing principles of force, momentum, and energy. Noticing physics in everyday life made me see concepts like Newton's laws as familiar, almost like second nature. Tip number two is all about creating mental models. Imagine breaking down complex topics into tiny scenes in your mind. For instance, picture a roller coaster at the peak of a hill. At that moment, all its potential energy is just waiting to be converted into kinetic energy. Once you can visualize energy transfer this way, it sticks with you. The formula is no longer something to memorize. It becomes part of that mental image. One of the most useful things I've discovered is the power of drawing. Even if you're not an artist, sketching diagrams, forces, or even quick doodles helps organize your thoughts. This is tip number three: draw it out. When I was in school, I would draw everything from wave diagrams to tiny force arrows for mechanics problems. The act of drawing made concepts so much clearer and helped me retain them much longer. Now, let's talk about what I call efficient effort. Physics doesn't require endless study hours if you approach it right. For example, after learning a topic, don't just move on. Take a few minutes to close your eyes and walk through the process in your head. Visualize the scenario, think about the forces or energies involved, and mentally see it happening. This habit of internalizing concepts rather than cramming made a huge difference for me. When I started teaching physics to others, I noticed how effective this was for my students too. Here's a quick story. When I was running a library group, I'd often introduce physics topics by just asking students to close their eyes and picture a scenario. Like, imagine a ball rolling down a hill. What's happening? How is energy moving? With this exercise, I could see their confidence grow. Concepts clicked, and the fear around physics slowly melted away. So, here's my challenge to you. Next time you study physics, don't just read, visualize. Use the power of mental models, relate it to real life, and get creative with diagrams. Remember, it's not about how much time you spend. It's about how you spend that time. And that's how you'll make real progress without burnout. And that's it for today. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment below. What's one physics concept you'd love to master? Or what's your biggest challenge with physics? Let's talk about it in the comments. And remember, mastering physics is totally within your reach, as long as you have the right tools.